This is Abdullah Kashmula, class CIS 220, object-oriented programming, and this is the final project assignment. This is video number 2. Just like the plugboard, the reflector is the same. I'm gonna read the text file and build a dictionary for the forward and reverse. Now the forward, I use it for the encryption, and the reverse is for the decryption. And wheel position number 1, position number 2, position number 3 is the same thing as reading the plugboard and reflector. The only difference is it needs to check what's in position 1 or 2, 3. For example, at position 1, I have wheel number 3. So it's going to read wheel number 3 and place it in there, and so on for position number 2. Wheel 88 is going to read wheel 88 and place it in position number 2. Now, for the building the wheels, I have list shuffler, and this is just going to shuffle my characters and save it into a text file. And this is to read the text file. The reason why I can't run this twice, because every time I run it, it's going to give me a shuffled list, so I cannot build my forward wheel and reverse wheel using this class. Now, for saving the wheel, what I do is I give a number to this class, and it's going to save it under that number. Before getting into this, I've already checked the user input to see if it's a number, so it's never going to send anything else and doesn't crash my program. Now this one I do not really use it. I created a new one. This is to save my plugboard and reflector, but I did it in an easier way, which is just to pass a name, and it's going to save it under that name, like save plugboard or say reflector name, and so on. Now, for building my dictionaries, this is to build dictionary reflector to reflector, plugboard to reflector, which is my forward dictionary, and this is my reverse dictionary. What it's going to do is just going to create my dictionaries, and it's going to send back a dictionary. Reading the list, this is the characters we're using. So whenever I need it, I just read it from over here, and it's going to give me the full list. For example, read it in the shuffler to shuffle it. Now, when it comes to this is the Enigma. This is how I do the encryptor. Well, what it's going to check first whether it's encryption, decryption. That's going to change my plugboard method, whether I read the forward or reverse. And now, when it comes to encrypting, no idea why I called scramble. It's gonna read my first. Is going to do is gonna read all my wheels, and the reflector is gonna be in forward position. Now it's gonna read the plugboard and the reflector, wheel 1, wheel 2. That's position 1, position 2, and so on. The forward and reverse, and it's gonna take each character and it's gonna run it through that dictionary and change it until it gives the output. Now, after getting the user input, I had to add this class, which is going to what it's going to do. It's going to take the handle line. It's going to take the \n\r out of the text file or the string, and it's going to save its position. Then it's going to run it, because I do not have these characters, like for example the backslash, in my character set, so it's going to create an error. So I needed to take it out, then shuffle it, then put it back the characters. Now the decryptor is the same as the encryptor. The only difference is the reverse plugboard reflector, and also takes the \n and the new line problem. Now, to see how it is doing, what it's doing when taking new line, taking the characters out, what it's going to do is first is going to check where the \n is, and I'm going to create a file to save where the position of it, and then going to take the \n/r. And this is just to put it back, which is reading that list and the list that created over here, and put it back at the same positions, and remove the file, this one, to create the file. So I never have a trace back of this file, and never, it only exists for a few seconds or maybe less.